Oh my God, I either start the lives coughing or drinking. Today I'm coughing. How are we all doing? It is, I think it's Tuesday. Let me check on the laptop. Yeah, it's Tuesday. It is the 18th of February. 18 is my favourite number. It's my lucky number. I was born on the 18th. There's 18 holes in a golf course. I love a round of golf. So I do love the number 18. So anyway, it is, like I say, the 18th of February. I wanted to pop on and, be consistent, keep showing up, doing these daily lives. Like I said, not every day, but most days. And today I feel like I want to pop on and I want to have a little chat and I want to talk about some things. And I hope, as always, when I do these lives, that maybe a little bit of it might resonate with you, or a little bit of it might have some kind of impact on you. My biggest wish is that it helps you in some way. It helps you to go and do that thing that you want to do. It helps you take that first little step or that little move forward to a better life, a better you. That's what I hope. Hey Emma, how you doing? I'm good. I'm really good on this Tuesday. How are you, my darling? I hope you're well. I hope the sun is shining. I hope life is good. I really, really do. I wanted to talk about we all have a limit. And it kind of comes off the back of just lots of things that are going on around me and in the world, and obviously the tragic death of Caroline Flack. And I know a lot of people are talking about this, which is fucking good. A lot of people should be talking about it, because it is absolutely tragic that this woman who, she's an infectious laugh and smile, beautiful person who had millions of followers, was so alone that she took her own life, that she saw no way out of the darkness, that she had felt like she had no other option than to take her own life. And that's so tragic. And I don't watch news. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm too busy fucking building my future, quite frankly. But I did see her on Strictly. And I thought she was great on Strictly. And my nieces came back and told me on Saturday, and I was just floored by it. I was absolutely floored by it. So I went on to social media, I went on to the news channels and tried to sort of get a grasp of what the hell had gone on. Why has this woman killed herself? And who knows? Only she will ever know. That's her choice. It was her choice to do it. We all have a choice in everything we do. But a couple of things I've listened to, I guess what resonates from it from me is that we all have a limit. We all have that limit that we can't go beyond, and then it's just bust if we do. And the thing is, it's different for everybody, right? We all have a different threshold of what we can deal with, how much crap we can cope with. And at certain times in your life, that will be different depending on other things that are going on. That threshold can be breached. And when it is, who knows what can happen. So I think the point of the live is to talk about basically, it's about personal development, and it's about, because people who know me, who follow me, will know I love personal development. My glass is half full. I'm always trying to improve myself. I know I'm not fucking perfect. I'm flawed as fuck, just like everybody else, but I'm always looking to improve, and I'm always looking to help other people. And one of the things that you can do for yourself is to become self-aware and to learn and try and understand yourself and understand where you're at right now at any given point in time. It's not easy to do. No, it's not. Working on yourself and your personal development is a daily thing, just like Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar says. I think it's like bathing. You have to do it daily. You have to work on yourself daily. I'm committed to that myself. I love helping other people develop themselves. And if you can understand yourself and you can try and do a little bit better each day, then I think you're onto a winner. Just 1%. Try and be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Try and be 1% more self-aware of what's going on for you than you were yesterday. Try, if you can do that, and try and understand, like if you're feeling shit, if you're feeling low, if you're feeling unhappy, then try and connect into what's that. Try and journal it. Write down what's going on for you, what's impacting you, what's making you feel that way. Don't fucking beat yourself up because you're pissed off about something and you think you shouldn't be. That's not your job to do that. Don't do that. It's you. You are different. You are unique. What bothers you might not bother me, and what bothers me might not bother you. Like my dog, had to have my dog put down like 9-10 days ago. Honestly, it's devastated me. And that might not bother you, but that fucking bothers the shit out of me. So that is a layer for me on top of all the other layers. And so that I know that I've been nearly at my threshold. And that's me understanding me. It's okay that, I feel like this about my little dog going. That's okay. But for you, that might not bother you. So what I'm asking you to do is try and become more self-aware of the things that are going on in your life. And when you're struggling, to allow yourself to accept that, to work with that, to just say, okay, give yourself a break. Just because it's you think somebody else can cope with it, you should be able to cope with. That's rubbish. We're all different. What we can all cope with is completely different, and you are unique. So become aware of what's going on in your life if you're not feeling amazing, and address it. Try and address it. Try and do something about it. Try and reach out to somebody. I think the thing with the Caroline Flack thing is that obviously she had a lot of shit going on, and maybe she did reach out for some help. I don't know if she did or she didn't, but she had a number of things all going on, and it just all became too much. And the thing is, we have to get to the point where we know before it gets too much. That's the trick, and that ain't easy. Now for me, I feel like I've had a lot of layers. I've reached a certain threshold and a certain limit in recent times, and it's taken a couple of my friends to point out to me that I've got a lot of shit going on, and that's stressful, and that's not easy, and I need to give myself a break. And actually, when I sat down and I thought about it and I wrote it and I started journaling a bit more, I started to think, I have got a lot going on. I need to go easier on myself. It's okay to be sad about my dog. It's okay to be sad about my dad. It's okay to be sad about several other things that are going on. And to give myself a break and just to take it easier on myself. So before it gets to the point where, boom, I can't cope anymore. And that's about personal development. That's about me learning to understand myself, and that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay that I feel sad about some of the things that are happening in my life or have happened in my life. That's okay. That's fucking okay. And to recognise it and to share it. And I've started to share more. If you've watched some of my lives recently, and in my group, which is it's called It Starts With You. If you want to join my group, that would be great. Or on here, they've been a bit. Somebody sent me a message and said, Sam, your lives have been really raw and really honest lately, and I really like that and appreciate that. And they have, because I've realised the need for me to have a voice and to share the struggles, because everyone sees me as a positive, happy, upbeat person, and I am a positive, happy, upbeat person. I'm 99.9% of the time I think fuck I'm alive. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm happy to have life, because some people didn't get a choice in that, and I have, and I'm here, and I want to make a difference. But it's not like that all the time. I'm not Tigger, and I'm not bouncy all the time. Like I say, a lot of the time I am, but there comes with that, like with all of us, a darkness, a sadness, an unhappiness. But the other thing, and the flip side of that is, that's really important is to remember is, I know through some of my darkest times that I am 20 minutes away from a completely different feeling. 20 fucking minutes, that's all. And I know that through experience when I felt really, really down and on the edge. Something's happened, or I've called my best friend or something, and 20 minutes later I felt I'm okay again. I'm okay, I'm back in the room. So you just, everything is temporary. The storm has come to pass. The storm has not come to stay. And it will pass. And things that we imagine are going to happen and are going to be really tragic and really hard generally are not as hard and not as tragic as we imagine them to be. And that's a really important thing to remember. Things do not stay the same. You are 20 minutes away from a completely different feeling. I know that because I speak from experience. I know that. So I kind of lost my train of thought now about what I wanted to say. I think I've said everything I want to say. I hope that helps. I hope that you know that, become more self-aware. Take care of yourself first. It's not selfish. It's absolutely spot on to take care of yourself first. Understand that you have a limit, that you have a threshold, that, we all have, like when you've got multiple things going on, that's when it's hardest to cope. I've probably got about 4 or 5 things that I would say have been quite challenging for me to deal with in my life, all in one go. And that's been really recent. And when you've got that many things to deal with, you have a fucking limit. And I'm only human. I like people, I don't like to show emotion. I was brought up that way, not to cry, not to hug, not to say I love you. But that's for me, that doesn't work. I love a hug. I love to say I love you. I love to be loved and to love back. And I've realised and I've learned and I've grown, and I'm growing through what hell I'm going through right now, and I'm understanding that that's okay. It's okay to cry. My best friend says to me, there are no wasted tears. And I hold on to that thought now, because I've probably cried more in the last year, nearly, than I have probably in the previous 50 odd years of my life. And that's okay. It's okay to let it out. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say I'm not coping. It's okay to say I need help. It's okay to do that. So never feel ashamed to do that. I know that's not an easy thing to do, because trust me, I've been there where I feel ashamed. I feel embarrassed. I feel like I can't say I need help and that this is really hard right now. But when you've got multiple things going on, which you may well do, recognise that. Try and recognise that for yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you're struggling and that you think that you should be able to cope with whatever's going on. People look at you. People look at me and think I'm a coper and I'm happy and I'm positive. Yeah, I'm resilient as fuck. I really am. But I'm not a robot. And, you have to be able to say enough is enough and learn to accept that things are tough, and understand that if you've got 3 or 4 really difficult things going on, that you are probably at your threshold, that you are probably at your limit, and your threshold and your limit is completely different to my limit. The thing that's tipped me over the edge last 8 days is my dog passing. My dog having to be put to sleep. Just absolutely ruined me. Really, really hard. But maybe on its own it would have been okay. But actually, when compounded with other things that are going on in my life, it literally tipped the switch. And I've had to recognise that, and I've had to understand that. And think, because I beat myself up about it a little bit, like, come on, you knew he wasn't well and blah, blah, blah. You should be able to deal with this. But actually, no, because I've got other things going on. And it's about emotional overwhelm. We get overwhelmed in our business. I talk to a lot of clients who come to me who are overwhelmed in business, trying to juggle 10 balls and do different things. And no one thing gets gets done well. It's overwhelm in business of trying to do too much. And you can have emotional overwhelm as well. And that can come, part of my overwhelm has been about business and pushing myself forward and pushing myself out coupled with emotional overwhelm from various things. So we all have a limit. And I just implore anybody to work on your personal development. It's something that so many people don't want to invest in themselves. I speak to a lot of people who want to come and have me as a coach or a mentor. And then somebody said to me last week, I can't afford it. You can't afford it. You can't afford not to. You cannot afford not to work on yourself. It's an investment. It's not a cost. It's not a cost. It's an investment. But, you're helping yourself. You're helping your mental well-being. In turn, you will be helping other people by helping yourself. Did you know that actually I've heard this statistic that there is more depression in our society than at any other time? At any other time, we are the most depressed we've ever been. Why is that? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Part of it, people say, is because we have this Neanderthal brain that wasn't designed to cope with everything that we have to cope with in modern day life, with all the technology, with everything that goes on, with social media, with that opportunity to be criticised and judged, and how that makes us feel when we live in a society where likes and thumbs up are really super fucking important. Because we want to feel good, we want to be liked. That's just human natural behaviour. But when there is so much depression and sadness in our society, that saddens me to know that. But it tells me that there is so much that we need to do for ourselves and that we need to work on for ourselves, and that personal development and personal growth is a daily thing. And it's something I work on for myself every day, continually. And I've done that for years. That's just not me rocking up today doing it. I've been doing it for years. And anyone who says they know they probably need help, they need a coach, they need a mentor, they need to be part of a mastermind group or some kind of support group, and says they can't afford it, honestly, you have to find a way. How can you afford it? Not I can't afford it, it's too costly. How can you afford it? Find a way. Because it's you, it's your mental health, it's your well-being, it's your future, it's your family's future, it's your friends' future. It's an investment. It's an investment of sanity. It's an investment of resilience. It's an investment of character. I think I've been on a bit of a rant. Apologies if I've been ranting, people. I feel really super passionate about us all having the best life that we can have, whatever that is and whatever that means to you. I think, Jim Rohn says there's only 9 bad people in the world. There is. That everyone's watching this and everyone out there is a good person and they deserve a good life, and you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be doing what it is that you want to do. Does it mean it's freaking easy? No, it's hard, man. It's freaking hard. So be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people. Put yourself first and your sanity first, and then go out and do and be whatever other people want you to be, or what you feel you can be for other people. You can give yourself you can be so much more to other people when you take care of yourself first. I'm just reading this message, sorry. Hey Rosa, how are you doing? Emma, I've been suffering badly with my back lately, so I've had to take it easy. Oh, lost my water. Hang on a second. I've thought about Caroline Flack a lot this week. I really feel for her family and friends, and I can't believe it's happened, really. I've felt in the past these extreme lows and suffered badly with depression, but I've managed over time to get out of it. I still have anxiety and rarely have panic attacks, but I have people I can talk to, and my faith in God is what gets me through life. Awesome. Not awesome that you obviously have suffered, Emma. That's horrible. But what's awesome is that you've learned to manage it, and that you rarely have the panic attacks, and that you have people that you can talk to, and you have a faith that you believe in that helps you. So that that makes me really happy. Continue to reach out, darling. Hey everybody, Gracie, Kel, how you doing? Hi Anita, how you doing? Hey Amy, Jean, Sergio, Andy, how you doing? Gracie, what's Grace saying? Good, the same for me. People see me as a positive, go happy one and don't have a clue half the time. Sorry for your loss. I feel the pain. My cat got viciously killed last year. People think it's an animal, but it's not. It's just an animal. It's not the case. It's true, actually. Do you know what, Gracie? I went and did a podcast yesterday with a lady who's had really extreme cancer. And I had an amazing hour and a half talking to her. Her name's Fizzy Snood. Go and look her up on Instagram. Fizzy Snood. Yeah, her real name's Sarah Cutting, but she goes by the name of Fizzy Snood. Freaking awesome human being. Resilient and just amazing human being. And she didn't know about my dog, but she said to me, we got talking about loss, and she said, one thing that's underestimated in our society is the loss and the impact we feel when we lose a pet. And she didn't know that Teddy had passed away. So, and of course then we started talking about Teddy. But yeah, the thing is, we're having an animal, anyone who knows us as an animal, whether it's a cat or a dog or whatever, they're just there and you kind of take it for granted. And I think I've had some feelings of almost like guilt. It's like, did I give him enough of my attention? Was I nice enough? Was I kind enough? I mean, it's ridiculous, but that's how I felt. But that's the thing with animals. They're just there. I'd sit at the table and he'd just be sitting between my legs or by the side of my feet. And at night is when I feel it the most, when he'd jump on the bed and then he'd try and get under the freaking duvet and he'd tunnel his way under the duvet and lie right next to me, like right up beside me. It's just they're there and then suddenly they're not. And it's really, really hard. Really hard. So I'm sorry, Gracie, to hear about your cat. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. Emma says, I feel like people are under more pressure these days. You hit the nail on the head. A lot of it is down to social media. Yeah, hey Emma. Yeah, do you know what? We are under pressure. I guess you could say we put ourselves under pressure. I don't know, but I just know that I think what I hear I try and go only by what's scientifically proven and stuff that not necessarily I just read and just assume it's correct. But apparently it is a fact that we are a more depressed society, and I guess we just have to maybe try and understand why we are. And part of that is that we have this Neanderthal brain that's not designed to cope with all the things that we cope with modern day life. I mean, we've got the spoils. I mean, anyone who's ever been to a third world country or been to a country, where they have less than we have, I haven't been to some, I've been to Bali and I've been around, and some of the areas of Bali were quite poor and deprived and had a lot of people living in one house. And you think, God, how lucky am I? And we have everything here. I have a roof over my head, I have a bed, I have a car, I have clothes, I have clean water that just comes through that pipe and out the tap every day. I go to the fridge and there's food in it. I can go to the cinema, I can run with some friends, and I've got, the trainers that I run in cost 130 fucking quid. I'm so super lucky, and so are so many of you, and I know that. And we have so much, yet we feel like we don't. We feel so depressed, yet we have so much. Why is that? That can't be right. Because the thing is, I like nice things. I absolutely do like nice things. I'm never, that's me. I accept that about me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But unless you feel good on the inside, what's going on the outside is freaking irrelevant. What trainers you wear, what jumper you've got, what coat you've got, what car you drive, unless you deal with what's going on the inside, the rest of it is just a complete waste of time, an absolute complete waste of time. So that's when I say, know your limits, understand, try and become more self-aware, work on your personal development daily, work on yourself daily, try and understand yourself and what you're having to deal with and why you might not be coping as well as you should be coping, or not should be coping, but why you're feeling how you're feeling. What is it that's affecting you? What is it that's affecting you? Hey Belinda, hey Mike, hey Emma. Losing a pet is awful. Teddy was such a lovely dog. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, no, he was a great little dog. I miss him so much. Oh God, I was just going to berate myself then for being upset, but it's okay to be upset. But that, I don't know if you saw the beginning of this live, Emma, but that's about me talking about layers, and maybe on its own, and if there was nothing else going on in my life, losing Teddy, I wouldn't be feeling that loss quite so much. But when you have other things going on and it's a compound effect, right? It happens in many areas of our life, and this is an emotional compound effect. And maybe that was what was happening to Caroline Flack. It was an emotional compound effect, and we all have a limit of what we can cope with and what we can deal with before before the scales are tipped. And what I'm asking you guys, and what I want to share with you guys, is trying to help you and help myself understand that when we are at that position of emotional overwhelm, and trying to, and not berate ourselves and not feel ashamed or upset that, that we're struggling, because we all have different limits, and we all have different levels. So it's just trying to accept that, okay, I feel shit. What's going on in my life? This is going on, that's going on. Instead of beating yourself up and thinking, well, I shouldn't feel bad about that because that's nothing to feel bad about. It doesn't matter, it's you. You are you. You do you. Don't compare yourself to anyone else and how you think others would be feeling about this thing. That's okay. You do you, and accept that and acknowledge that and share that. Share that with other people. The thing is, when you get to emotional overwhelm and you reach your limit, you won't talk to anyone. I know, because I have been there. All you want to do is flick the fucking switch. And you want the pain to stop. Don't get to that point where you're ready to pull the switch and where nobody or nothing can help you. So it's being self-aware, of understanding where you are, trying to share that with somebody before the layers build up and up and up and up and up until it's lights out. Hey, Amy. Amy says, it's okay not to be okay, hun. Yeah, it is. Hey, Kimberly as well. Hi, Ange. Hi, Alan. Yeah, it is. It's okay not to be okay, and I think that's what I said at the beginning of this video, that I've shared a little bit more recently. And somebody sent me a private message and said, I really like the raw honesty that I'm getting from your videos at the moment. And I'm just sharing, I feel shit. I felt, not all the time, maybe for a few moments of the day, when I think about my dog and I think about my dad and some of the things that are going on. But, it's okay, and I accept that. It's okay for me to feel sad about my dog. It's okay to cry about my dog. It's okay to cry about my dad struggling and what's going on for him. It's okay. It's okay. But I grew up in an environment where we didn't cry and we didn't hug and we didn't say I love you. And I've had to learn those things. I love a hug. Anybody, I love a hug. I go to bloody networking meetings. I want a hug. I don't want to shake hands. People think I'm weird. But I've learned to love and I've learned to hug. And I'm now learning over the process of the last year that it's okay to cry as well. And that there are no wasted tears. And actually that's a good thing. So I'm okay. I'm actually okay. I'm sad at times, but I'm okay. I'm resilient, and I allow myself to cry those tears. Yeah, this is really cathartic, this flipping Facebook live shit. My God. Anyway, I'm going to go. My sister's offered to take me out to lunch. Woo-hoo. That doesn't happen very often. It really doesn't. So when she said, did you want to go to lunch? I'm like, hell yeah. Let's move my diary around. That's the beauty of working for yourself, isn't it? You can just go, I'll move that, I'll do that, and yes, I'll go to lunch. So I'm off to lunch with my sister. I wish you a happy Tuesday. Please, if you need help, ask. I know that's a fucking simple, basic thing to say, and it is really harder to do than me just blurting it out. But I'm here for anybody. I will give anybody 20 minutes of my time just to listen, just to, if you just want to cry down the phone to me. And I've done that to my best friend probably 2 hours once. I think I cried down the phone to her once for 2 hours. I barely said a word, but she didn't go anywhere. You all need people like that in your life. And I will do that for anybody. If you're struggling, please reach out. If you have no one, that's wrong. You have me. Have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Oh, and remember, it starts with you.